Hello friends, I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. And today I'm starting a new series idea I have to do a look back at 5, 10, and 15 plus years ago games that came out on the 8s and 3s in this case, because 5 years ago would have been 2018 and then 10 years ago would have been 2013. So this will be the first of 3 videos I plan to do annually at this point, where I look back, in this case, at games from 2018 that I've played, that I want to play, that whatever the case is, and just kind of discuss how they've held up and how the year looks to me at this point in my life. And again, 5 years from now, hopefully I'm still around. And when I look back, maybe I've got some different thoughts and I've played some of these games. So this is the first planned video. The next one will be for 2013, and then the following one will be for 2008, 2003, 2000 or 1998, 1993, etc., etc. Looking back at the history of the 8s and 3s. So you can look out for that video later this year. Look out for 2013 here in about 3 or 4 months. But for now, let's talk about 2018. And I think 2018 was a pretty good year. It was basically the year I really, really got into the hobby. I say I kind of got into the hobby at 2017. That's when I went to Essen. That's when I started really looking into games. So 2018, I guess, was when I really started to dig in even deeper. 2017 got me started. 2018 was when I really started to dig in. So that said, I ended up playing 18 different games that are labeled 2018 on Board Game Geek. That's what I'm using to determine all the years, is Board Game Geek. So some games might fall into different spaces for you than what I'm tracking, but I'm just going off the Board Game Geek years. So from there, I've played 18 different games. One of those games I've only played digitally, and I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've only played it digitally. I've only played it solo, and that is Roots. And I know a lot of people love the game Roots. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it, so I don't know quite how I feel about it. But it seems like it could be a decent game, but not one that I'd probably want to introduce, because it's hard to introduce variable abilities and player power. Like trying to teach a game and then teach 5 different versions of that game. It's a lot of work, but I'm trying to figure it out with the digital app. It's a good app. I'm enjoying having the app to kind of train me how to play, at least. I haven't touched a whole lot. I haven't touched it recently, but I've touched it a couple times to learn the first couple tutorial animals, because you're playing different animals in that game. So that's the first game I kind of wanted to talk about. I've only played Root digitally, and it seems all right. Then I played 2 games that probably will be on my top 50 in the future if I play them again or more or whatever, but I played them recently since I compiled my latest top 50 list. That's Obsession, and I've only played this one on Board Game Arena, so I'd like to get my hands on it, but I feel like that was a good game that seems to be getting a lot more press recently than I've ever heard about it. In 2018, I thought it was a newer game than that even, but nope, it's a 2018 game that just seems to be just now kind of catching heat. And then the other one is going to be Architects of the West Kingdom. I just got the full-on everything for Architects. I played this a couple times already since I've gotten it. It's an enjoyable worker placement game, and it's another game that probably is going to creep into my top 50, or at least be right on the verge next year. The top 50 games, let's go ahead and talk about those. There are 4 games from my top 50 from 2018, games that I really enjoy, and a sequel to one of my games from my top 50. With Dinosaur Island Totally Liquid was just a sequel, but that was a 2018 sequel, or expansion, I guess, not sequel, of a game from my top 50 as well. So Dinosaur Island Totally Liquid, a nice advancement on the Dinosaur Island game. It introduced the AI opponent solo mode, so that was pretty neat. Although it's not the greatest one, you kind of got to dig for all the actual information. The 4 games from my top 50, so I think these games hold up very well 5 years later, are Everdell, Pandemic, Fall of Rome, which is my favorite version of the Pandemic system that I've played so far. Quacks of Quedlinburg, I really enjoy that bag builder game, push your luck game. And Space Base is another just interactive, everybody rolling dice and gathering resources. And this is a favorite amongst my group. We play this one quite a bit still right now. Other games for 2018 that I played and I think are holding up pretty well. Ice Cool 2, Ice Cool 2, that is, was from 2018. And just the sequel to Ice Cool, a little dexterity game my kids love to play. Sprawlopolis is one of the button shy games that I really enjoy playing solo, and it's just easy to carry around, play everywhere. Disney Villainous came out in 2018. I haven't played this one but once, but I want to dig into it and probably will here shortly. It's another one of those games where just it's rough to teach because everybody plays differently, so it's hard to table, hard to teach, at least for new gamers, which is most of the group I play with. And the last game from 2018 that I did play that I want to talk about is Zombie Kids Evolution. It's another game that just me and my kids love. It plays quick, it plays easy. I've talked about it before, and I've done a video on it. If you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and pop that up there for you to check out. All right, games from 2018 that I haven't played, but really piqued my interest, and I look forward to getting my hands on them as soon as possible. And no real particular order here. Nemesis is the game of Alien the movie, but for reasons is called Nemesis and isn't Aliens the game. But yeah, I'm just really interested in that game. I have been ever since I heard about it, but it's a really big, expensive game, so kind of hard to justify purchasing it blind. I hope to run into somebody who already owns it and play with them. Brass, Birmingham. I don't know if this is the one that's number 1 or if that's Lancashire. But Brass, the Brass games. Birmingham came out in 2018. I've heard great things about those and want to get my hands on playing them. Teotihuacan is a game, one of the T games. Those get a lot of praise. I have not played Teotihuacan, but it's got a Kickstarter out right now that I might be backing right now. I'm still contemplating that one. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on that one blind either. But the all-in Kickstarter is available as of this video being live, not as of me filming it right now. But if you want to check out Teotihuacan, it's on Kickstarter right now, and I may be backing this one, so it may be a future game in my collection. Arkham Horror is a game from 2018 that I haven't played, but I've heard great things about, and I have a buddy who actually has this on the way, so I should be playing this shortly. Maybe even by the time this video is live, I will have played it at least once or twice. Other games, Coimbra, I've heard great things about from one of my buddies, Allie at the Family Meeple, talks highly about this one and was rated, I think, in her top 10 on her recent top 100 list. So I'm interested about this. She plays mostly solo, as do I. So anytime she has a recommendation, I'm listening. The Mind was just the game of the year, I think, from 2018 that I've not played. I'm not sure I'm going to like it. I've kind of heard mixed reviews, but if it was a game of the year, I should at least check it out, right? Gugong or Gugong or something like that. I've heard good things about this one as well. So it's another game that I don't know a lot about, but I've heard good things about. Just One is supposed to be this great party game. Everybody loves Just One. Everybody loves talking about it. I haven't played it. I would love to get my hands on it in the right setting and, stretch that one off my not played list. The last two are Newton and Smartphone Inc. that piqued my interest at various times. I've kind of heard mixed things about them as well, so I don't know how high up on my desired list they are, which is kind of why they're at the bottom two that I'm mentioning in this video. Newton and Smartphone Inc. I'd love to give them a try as well. And finally, the major expansions from 2018 that I haven't tried, but I want to for various reasons, whether I like the game or I don't like the game, but I've heard these make the game better. Whatever the case is, so I've got three to mention. The Scythe Rise of Fenris campaign mode came out in 2018. I like Scythe okay enough, but I've heard that Rise of Fenris is a great campaign for a game that most people praise and I think is all right. But I would love to dig into the Rise of Fenris and check it out. Another game I think is okay that I just played recently, for the first time the full way through, but this time solo, whereas last time I think I played in 4, but we didn't finish. Terraforming Mars, the Prelude expansion apparently is pretty much not mandatory, but next to mandatory just to kind of speed the game up. So I'd be interested to dig into that with Terraforming Mars to see if that kind of sways me to like Terraforming Mars better. My personal opinion right now is I've got the Ares Expedition, and that fits the need for me for Terraforming Mars, so I don't have much desire to dig into Terraforming Mars more than I already have, but maybe Prelude will sway me to, pull it out and give it another try or two. And finally, A Feast for Odin. I've only played that one on the Board Game Arena, and I've only played solo. It was neat. I would love to play it for real with a group that knows how to play. But the Norwegian expansion for A Feast for Odin came out in 2018, and I've heard great things about that expansion. So I feel like if I'm going to go ahead and get A Feast for Odin on the board, why not, or onto the table, why not get the Norwegian expansion, which I've heard great things about, to the table as well. So that's my thoughts on 2018. I think it's held up really well. A lot of great games from 2018 that people are still playing and talking about today, 5 years later. We'll see how that works in another 5 years, whether these games have still stuck around or not. And my next video in this series will look at 2013. So if you're looking forward to that, maybe hit the subscribe so you know when that one is released. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and let me know some of your favorites from 2018, especially the ones I didn't mention as, something I haven't thought about. If I didn't mention it as a played or desired game, let me know below what's in 2018 that should be on my docket, so I can try to check that out before the next time too. I really look forward to hearing your thoughts and following up on those games, hopefully, in the future. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back next time. Bye.